guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Battlestar Galactica. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 3 of season 2 of Battlestar Galactica. And it started out with a bang. Cylons aboard Galactica in the last episode was not something that I ever expected. I was just like, there's no way there'll be old OG toaster Cylons on the Galactica, and then there they were, and terrifying, absolutely scary. At least you can tell that they're Cylons, and you know that they're the enemy, and you know to destroy them. It's the human ones that are disturbing to me. We saw Lee and a small group take them out. A lot of people died. A lot of people aboard Galactica lost their lives. And it was really interesting to see kind of Colonel Ty taking control over the ship and kind of saying like, oh, they're going to go to aft damage control and they're going to go here. They're going to vent us. Then they're going to turn the guns on the rest of the fleet. And I was like, because he's like, oh, I've seen this before. Where has he seen that before? Like fighting Cylons previously? Because I just thought that was kind of like a weird comment. And I really didn't like that in the previous episode we connected to the network, even though that's something Commander Adama probably would never have done. And, Gaeta's like, working along and trying to like do everything he needs to do so they can break the network connection. And then they were able to kind of, have bugs throughout the network of Galactica and kind of disturb things that way. I wasn't happy about that. I wasn't happy with connecting it to the network, and I don't trust Gaeta. Now, it's funny because this is also in hindsight, and when you go back and you see things maybe you didn't see the first time or you intended to see or you even thought of. But when I go back and I make a thumbnail for the episode that is going to go up on Patreon, I always find the scene that I want, and I'll take a little recording of that scene and import it and pull that image from that recording. So I wanted it to be the scene, obviously, where Commander Adama is shot or leading up to it, because I don't want any spoilers for anybody else that's watching the show, maybe on a different channel. I don't want Sunny to see my thumbnail pop up and just be like, what's going on there? That's not good. So I try to make it kind of like everyone knows what's coming. And so I'll go a little bit before the scene, and I was like, did I just see Gaeta walk up to Boomer and shake her hand? And then 10 seconds later, she shoots Adama. I was like, okay, confirmed. I don't trust Gaeta. That was so sus. And I was like, I didn't see that the first time, but I definitely saw it the second time. So now I really have an issue with Gaeta, and I don't know, it could all just be coincidental, but I was just like, why would he go up and shake her hand? That makes no sense other than to turn her on, and then she's a Cylon. She doesn't know what's going on. She, all of a sudden, her conscious mind is like, that's the guy that I should probably kill. And pachoo! Now, maybe shoot for the head. If you really wanted to kill him, to me, that means that you wanted to hurt him. That means you wanted him to bleed out slowly. Not cool. Not cool, Boomer. But we did see Colonel Ty confront Boomer, and that was quite the scene. Not that I'm happy to see it, but, you saw a lot of rage and anger coming out of Colonel Ty, and he also told Commander Adama that he didn't really want to ever be in charge. He didn't want to be a leader, and he shows that he can. He does not make the same decisions that Adama makes, but he still makes ones that he keeps people alive the best that he can. So I can't say that he's neither good nor bad at it. He's just different. But I'm ready to have Adama back because I feel much safer with Adama. And I'm not saying that Colonel Ty is reckless, but I always feel like he's going to take a risk, or he's going to make a move that Commander Adama maybe wouldn't or wouldn't think of. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. People lived, they survived, but the risk of connecting the network, I don't know. And I was also kind of like, hey, if they can jump forward, can't they just hit reverse and just go back? But I guess they have to recalculate the whole thing. I feel like you just hit rewind or whatever the button is to just be like, oops, Return to sender. I just was like, why does it take 12 hours to calculate that? Just odd questions that come to mind. So we also saw Chief on Cobol, and he's really mourning the loss of Tarn and kind of that whole scenario. Now, I would say, again, Chief is a really good leader. As far as I'm concerned, he thinks about everybody, not just like himself or like one main objective. He kind of thinks more globally about everything. I really think Crashdown is like compartmentalizing things, and it's just like, okay, first we do this, then we get here, then we do this. And where Chief's like, hey, but before we do this, shouldn't we worry about this? And I really like Chief's approach. Now, Tarn being killed is tragic, and that whole scene was just heartbreaking. But then for them to get back with the group, and Sinus is going to die anyways, even though they just went through all of that and lost Tarn, and they got the med case, they have to put Sinus down. And that was a really beautiful scene with Chief. I am falling more and more in love with that man. Every scene that he's in, he just is so impressive. Like, just, he's very empathetic and heartfelt. And even though like he has his moments where he can be a hard ass, like I think that overall, like he's just a really good human being, which means he could be a Cylon. Shit! Every time I'm like, I really like him. Probably a Cylon. Damn. But now Sinus is done. And I don't know what their next move is, but they have Gaius that they have to worry about, who's seeing the craziest things in his dreams. He's dreaming about having a baby with Six, and that Commander Adama like kills the baby or like sacrifices the baby. And I don't know if that's like a metaphor for like Commander Adama is going to, eliminate all the Cylons. I don't know if that has anything to do with Sharon and Hilo's baby. But like kind of it's hard with Head 6, because when he wakes up and he has all the skulls and she's like, it's a human sacrifice, all the stories you've heard, they're all lies. And I'm just like, interesting. But then I'm like, but that's all in Gaius's head. And I don't know if any of it's real. I don't know if anything that Gaius comes up with is real. And like the more and more he gets things right, or he is like on the money about who is a Cylon, like the Cylon, frequency detector thing that was up on the top of CIC, like the whole Hand of God episode where he points to the correct location to bomb. Like, I'm just like, is he Cylon? Like, it just is a bit much about how Gaius can nail these things every single time. And he's good at nailing things. I hate myself for that joke. Anyway, but so I'm just kind of like really wondering if any of what Gaius is seeing or believing or just coming up with in his head, if any of it is even remotely correct, or if he's like pre-programmed to think those things because he is a Cylon. I don't know. Everybody's a Cylon. If they're like, if something's off, Cylon. They could just be drunks like Colonel Ty. They could just be weird like Gaius. They could just be really, really horny like Six and Boomer and Billy. It was really interesting about the whole Dee and Billy thing. She's mad because she hadn't heard from him in 2 weeks. And I don't even know if mad is the correct, thing to say. It's just kind of like, it's when somebody hasn't talked to you in that much time, it's kind of like there's like an indifference, right? Where you're like not mad. You're not happy to hear from them. It's not like you're like, oh, they finally, I finally get to hear from you. And it's kind of like, oh, you're here. Yeah, well. Like, I feel like it was more of an indifference on her part. And to where me, I would have been like, no, you don't get to be in my life after 2 weeks of ignoring me. Now, again, this whole scenario, the whole, in separate ships and separate fleets, it's not like there's a text message away or, like, I don't know, like lights flashing through windows to do like, Morse code or something. But I do feel like, if anything, it would be easiest for him to reach out to her, considering where she sits on her ship and where he sits on his. They almost could just be like calling each other at midnight and having conversations with each other. I'm just saying. But in the end, she seems to forgive him, and they went through a lot. She taught him to like, turn your safety on if you're going to put your gun in your trousers, and turn it off, but make sure it's pointed that way. Just saying. Oh, Billy. And then also with the president, the guard, Varner, that is guarding her, like wanted to pray with her, and then like really believes that, she's been given to them by the gods and she's part of this prophecy. And, even after the Cylons were shooting at them, there were holes in her jacket, and he was just kind of like the gods smiled upon you. And, she kind of, I don't think that she is like one true believer that all of a sudden she's like this religious person, but I think she's just kind of like, all of these things keep happening that lead me to believe that I might be chosen, that I might be this person that's in this prophecy. Like it's kind of hard when everything starts like falling into place. And I understand. I don't necessarily like it. It's not my favorite part of all around storyline. I'm sure you guys are aware of that, but at the same time, I'm like, well, maybe she is the chosen one. I don't know. But, her and Lee are back in cells after, helping save the ship. Well, she didn't, but he did. He helped save the ship. And, Colonel Ty is just kind of like, I'm glad I never had kids. You know what? Me too. I don't think he has the patience for kids. But I really think that he needs to have Adama back in charge, telling him what to do, and him just coming up with a great idea every now and then, and not being in charge of all of the ideas. Just saying. And lastly, we got Starbuck and Hilo on Caprica at her old apartment. And, like she's kind of giving him a little bit of grief because he was with Sharon and with the Cylons, and that he's a fracking idiot. And, finally they have their fight, but then they go to her apartment, and, you kind of get a little glimpse into the Starbuck that was on Caprica, that she's very much broken from Zach, and she was very much a drunk, and she was a slob, and she didn't take care of herself. And, I tried reading a little bit of what she had written on the wall, and it's, something about like, I drink at night. And it was just like, it was very dark, and it was very, I don't want to say macabre, but like there was just an unsettled feeling about her home. And, the music that she listened to, like she said, this is my father. And I think that she's saying that the music was something that her father maybe would play in her presence. I don't think like he's the pianist. But it was very beautiful. Bear McCreary did a fantastic job with that music. And, she finds a box of cigars, and she's just having the time of her life, kind of. She finds the keys to her Humvee, and her and Hilo are out of there. But like they had a nice little moment where they kind of got to relax and reflect. And, she was just saying something about like always being in the fight, and there's all these people that are fighting to get back to the way things were. And she's like, I'm just in it to fight because that's all I know. And I really believe that about her. She's a scrapper. She's a fighter. She's had to fight tooth and nail, I think, her entire life to get to where she is. And that's just who she is, and that's okay. But, there's definitely things that are not great about Kara, but I think when you're a fighter like her, you tend to trip and fall more often than you have victories. And I think that, she's seen a lot of trips and falls in her life, where she's been at rock bottom quite a few times. And, now that Sharon's taken their ride, I don't know where they're going other than to find a way to get off Caprica. I don't know if we ever see that Sharon again. I would think so. I don't think Hilo would just like give up on it, but at the same time, like, where did she go and why? Like, I don't think she will be welcomed back with the other Cylons. And if she is, she's coming up with this like really elaborate lie. I don't really know. I'd be very curious to see. So, guys, I'm really excited to get into this episode. So, with that being said, let's get into it.
Nothing awaits them. No eternal life, no damnation.
Outfit change.
Only oblivion.
Doc.
Yeah, you're talking to yourself, dude.
I did hear you, Chief. I just don't respond to the title Doc. A dock is a platform for loading and unloading material. My title is Doctor or Mr. Vice President.
You are loading, are you not?
You okay, Crashdown?
LT?
You don't seem okay.
Wait a minute. Tree line, 2 o'clock.
That is a silent ship, yep.
Got him.
They're building something.
Chief, is that a
missile. They're building a missile battery.
Oh my.
Well, at least we know why they're not chasing us.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why aren't they chasing us?
But why
we
are they
don't
building a
have
missile battery? Why?
They can just sit back, launch a missile barrage that'll wipe out every living thing in this valley.
Oh, well, that's why.
Next time I say I'm in a hurry, cycle the damn airlock faster. Is this your first day?
The gods are here. The president needs your help.
Move.
Doc is like such a crotchety old man. Oh yeah, he hasn't seen the commander yet.
His heart rate's creeping back into the 130s.
When you miss something, he's still hemorrhaging somewhere.
Come on, Doc.
Get me an ABG, CBC, and coags and get set up for a rapid sequence intubation.
And get him a new cigar. You know, Doc Cottle's not my favorite, but he's growing on me. But I believe in him to do an amazing surgery here. Yeah, I wonder why Six keeps changing outfits. I feel like the Sixes that we see, they're always in the same outfit. So the fact that like they always change in his mind, it makes me to think that like he's getting different Sixes subconsciously speaking to him, or he's just coming up with new Sixes in his head. It's interesting. You okay there, Ty? Oh boy, you don't need to do that.
I need some medication for the president. She's not the president anymore. Cottle's a little busy right now. Sir, she's
Why aren't
very
you in the
ill.
brig?
Why would he be in the brig?
Because no one put me in there.
Was it a mild threat though? Like you're gonna go in there?
Planning the search and rescue mission.
Search and rescue? For who? We lose a plane and nobody tells me?
Everyone in Cobol. Are you crazy?
For our Raptor crew down on the surface of Cobol, sir. Racetrack confirmed the destruction of the base ship, and I checked the gun camera footage from the Raptors, which verifies it.
Okay, good.
Lieutenant Gata, why are you hovering about?
Because he's a Cylon.
Shuttle from the Zephyr has just requested permission to enter the landing pattern.
The Zephyr?
Yes, sir. Evidently, the Quorum of 12 is aboard. They're demanding to see you.
Oh boy. Yikes.
They demand.
Demanding job commanding a Battlestar?
Mm-hmm. Might not be fit for it, Ty. Yeah, Adama needs to be in charge. It's, you know what? Oh God! What the hell?
I'm finding it hard to think. It's withdrawn.
Come on.
Yes.
I'm trying to get you more.
Go fast.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if she's really fit to be president in that condition. People can have cancer and be president. They just can't be high as a kite all the time.
What the hell is that?
Salad
Looks like
dish?
a greatest dish. The Galactica's gonna send a search and rescue team.
Yeah.
When they do, there's at least 2 Raptors doing a low pass over the crash site. The Cylons will shoot them down.
How do they get word out? Can they change the coordinates?
I'm cannibalizing 305 for parts. Should be up in the air in, I don't know, 90 minutes?
90 minutes? We got men down on that fracking planet!
Stop yelling. Get control of yourself.
Get your head in the game. You do your job or go back to the brig.
No good. No good at all.
It does not matter what Adama felt. He had absolutely no authority.
Adama knew exactly what he was doing.
Oh, shut up, Zarek.
He was paving the way to declare martial law and usher in a military dictatorship. Isn't that right, Colonel?
No!
I can't speak
Oh
for
my
the commander.
God.
Are you declaring martial law?
Absolutely not. I know for a fact that the old man hated the very idea of martial law.
Absolutely.
I move that the Quorum demand immediate access to President Roslin.
All those in favor?
Aye.
You can't say no.
Motion carries. We demand immediate access to the president.
Oh, she's gonna be sick though.
I will take your demand under advisement.
Oh, Ty, you are not good at this at all.
Madam President. Laura.
Ellen?
I just came down to see if there was anything I could do for you. Anything I can get you?
Is she allowed to do that? You can just stop by to see the president in the break? I guess if you're the colonel's wife.
Have we met? There's just a ringing. Excuse me. Ringing?
I mean, she was by a gunfight, like last episode. Could be tinnitus.
Oh my God. Ellen, hi.
Yeah. It's a bad person to do that in front of. What are you doing, guys? I was like, why is he crawling around like that?
Sorry, Doc, did you say it was guarded by 2 Centurions?
Yes, I did.
Okay, is the Dreadus guarded continuously or intermittently?
Does he know to look for this?
Continuously for 5 minutes. In that time, they didn't leave their post.
But then they left their post.
You ever handle a weapon?
Does he look like he's handled a weapon?
No. I'm not a soldier, Crashdown.
You're not suggesting we attack the Cylons?
We owe it to Socinis and Tarn to take those frackers out before they kill anyone else.
I agree. Do they have the ammunition for it? Don't they need, like, explosive rounds? I mean, I don't depend on Gaius to do anything in that.
I've never fired a gun in my life.
I haven't fired one since basic.
You?
I just joined to pay for dental school.
Basic ground assault was a long time ago.
Yeah, I take it back. Not a great idea.
We can't go up against an armed and defend a position like that. They'll wipe us out in the first 2 minutes.
That's enough!
Oh, Crashdown, get a grip. Get a grip.
Chief, look, under the circumstances, it's important that you keep your cool.
I don't believe I've lost my cool.
Exactly.
We owe it to the rescue party, and we owe it to Socinis and Tarn.
But now that I know
failed to
the
see what this has to do
information...
with Socinis and Tarn.
Maybe that's why I'm an officer and you're not. Dismissed.
Yeah, he doesn't have to really listen to you right in this moment. The fact that Crashdown's the only one that has, like, training and has been involved in any sort of shootout, gunfight, anything like that, that the other 4 are practically useless.
The LT's in charge. No ifs, no ands, no buts. He say we go, we go. We've already lost 2 men, Chief. How many more people are we gonna lose?
Yeah.
You need to sit down and shut up right now.
Nobody tells me to shut up.
You
I'm the
need to
vice
sit
president.
down and shut up right now.
I dig Chief so much. It's my man. It's my man right there.
She obviously needs her medication. I keep trying to tell anyone that'll listen.
Sounds like she's talking about the scrolls of the prophet Pythia.
Yes.
I suppose.
Pythia foretold the rise of a leader.
You seem to know a lot about the scriptures.
I'm from Geminon. We believe in the literal truth of the scriptures.
There's a drug that priests sometimes use. It's called Kamala extract.
Well, that's one way to get it to her.
Guess it's happy hour.
Isn't it always?
She's completely nuts. Little school teacher's mind has gone bye-bye, and the vice president is either missing or dead. That leaves you in unchallenged command of this ship and this fleet.
Just until
This
the old
woman-
man gets back on his feet.
Yep.
Oh.
She drives me crazy. Constantly moving those chess pieces.
One of us will betray the others.
Yes.
During the attack.
Yes.
But if the attack fails?
You'll die.
Not me. I'm God's instrument.
Great. You know what? I'm glad he's got that confidence.
It's time to junk some toasters.
Gaius isn't going to do something to Crashdown, is he? Or is Crashdown going to do something to Gaius? Crashdown has been slowly losing his mind since the beginning of the season. It's been a lot.
maybe we should tell them to shove their demand up their collective asses. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Tell them that they are going to get to see what has become of their precious president. You tell them that.
Did you get the stuff? Yes. Oh, I don't know how quickly that medication works, but hopefully quickly enough to save her reputation.
Maybe there are only 5 Cylons. They brought the 2 that were guarding the dish down here. Now the dish is unprotected.
Yeah, go do something about the dish.
That dish is like almost a click away. What the hell was that?
Sonic booms.
Oh.
Spacecraft entering the upper atmosphere.
It's the SAR mission. We gotta go. There's no time for discussion. All right, everyone, move out.
Can they do something to distract the Cylons?
Callie, I said move. What?
You okay?
That's an order. Frack orders, frack court martial. Our people are up there. We have to save them. We don't have any time.
Yelling at her's not gonna help.
Do it. Callie, move. Chief. Whoa, hey, put it down.
Crash down, stop it.
Going out there, or I'm gonna blow your brains out right here.
That's
right now.
not gonna help anything.
3.
Ah! Gaius, I'm proud of you, but damn. Go to the dish! Oh shit, too late, too late. Oh, I'm so sad about Sam.
Come on, Doc, let's go!
Come on, Gaius. You're a soldier now, whether you want to be one or not. No, unfortunately, you did good. You did good.
Now you're a man.
For killing somebody? Really? That's what makes somebody a man? I personally think taking care of other people is what makes you a man. Chief. That's a man. Not killing people. It's so frustrating. Oh! Oh! They're gonna see the Cylons. I mean, at least they're distracted, so like maybe... Ah! I'm like having a heart attack right now. Good job, Gaius! I am so proud of you. Oh, no! Ah!
Give me the launcher, Doc. Come on!
I am so proud of Gaius. Shoot, Chief, shoot! Go team, go team. Oh my gosh. The show gives me anxiety. Maybe I shouldn't drink caffeine while I'm watching it. I'm sure that doesn't help. What are you doing? No! No! I totally thought Chief was gonna die. Yeah, thank you, Lee. I feel like I could throw up. Good grief.
Glad to see you hold the president in such high esteem.
Your day's gonna come, laughing boy. Let's go.
I don't mind him saying that. Zarek, you okay, Prez?
Thank you all for coming. I have a statement I'd like to make.
Cancer?
The attempted military coup against the lawful government of the colonies is illegal, ill-advised, and clearly doomed to failure.
Yeah.
Just listen to her. So what was it? The arrow of Apollo will open the tomb of Artemis or some such nonsense.
If there's a Gemini leader, they're digging that right now.
Madam President, have you read the scrolls of Pythia?
Carefully and many times.
Praise be to the gods. Here is our salvation.
Ew. Okay, that's a bit much. That didn't work out the way you wanted it to, huh, buddy? I do like that she's not cocky about it in that moment, either.
How did Crashdown die?
leading the charge. He gave his life in the finest tradition of the service.
Well, I think he's got a fan in Cali now, at least.
So proud of you guys.
Because I've taken a life.
Makes you human.
Is it?
Is that a lesson I'm supposed to pass on to our child?
I'll be your conscience.
Come on, Doctor, we gotta get out of here.
Oh gosh, it's a really long ash doc.
He'll live.
When will he wake up?
Soon,
Knowing him,
hopefully.
he damn well wants to, probably.
I really fracked things up for you, Bill.
Yeah, sure did.
As it appears obvious that the government cannot function under the current circumstances, I have decided to dissolve the Quorum of 12.
What? Can he do that?
And as of this moment, I have declared martial law. When I tell you, my feelings about Ty are like a fucking roller coaster, just up and down, up and down. Gotta get your little nip. Yep. You are definitely not fit to serve. Piece of garbage. Okay, so not a fan of Colonel Ty being in charge. Like I said at the beginning, like he's not really meant to be the guy running all the things. And it really showed that he does not have what it takes to run a battleship or a Battlestar. The whole issue is it's more than just giving people orders in times of crisis. He's actually really good at that. He's really good at like thinking on his feet and getting something done. But running everything, being in control of everything, you know, like even when Dee is like giving him priority messages, he's just like, all of these are marked priority. And he's just yelling at people. He's yelling at Lee. You know, he's just like, is there a ship that's lost that I don't know about? And they're like, the people on Cobalt, sir. Like, did you forget about those people? You know, like everyone's got to like remind him that like all of this stuff like needs to be done. And, you know, it could be because of the drink. But it could also be that he's just really unfit. Some people aren't meant to be in charge. Some people aren't meant to progress to that next step. Like that's just not the role that they are suited to play. I don't think he is at all suited to play that role. And especially with Ellen chirping in his ear. Now, when she walked in to talk to the president, I was like, first of all, how did she just get into the brig? Like, why is she just allowed in there? So anyone can go see the president of the colonies in jail whenever they feel like it. That's definitely interesting. Or, you know, she's there to like suck up, but either way, like, why is she there? As soon as she suggested that like he let the quorum go see her and, oh yeah, she's crazy. She's batshit crazy. Like, yeah, let him go see it. I'm torn because I feel like if you need medication to be stable, then you're not really meant to be making all of the decisions. Now, I know she was coming off of the Kamala extract, and that's what was kind of causing a lot of the weirdness. But then again, like, if you need something to keep you stable, then you really shouldn't be in power. And that goes for Colonel Ty. If he needs to have alcohol to deal with the job, he shouldn't be in that position. She shouldn't be in that position if she needs something that is so strong that like it makes her hallucinate snakes, or, you know, it helps fight her cancer. I don't think she's doing the chemotherapy. I think it's just the Kamala. I feel like the Kamala maybe with the chemotherapy might be, you know, helpful, but I know she doesn't want to do the chemo. But I don't think she should be in that position. Now, of course, there's the prophecy, there are the scrolls, you know, the scrolls of Pythia, and you know, the fact that the guard is from Geminon, as soon as he said that, and then there was the leader that was in the front, I was like, Geminon's going to speak up and say something about this. Okay, it goes with the prophecy. So as someone who doesn't really believe in like prophecies and a bunch of the heavy duty religious stuff, I think the moon has pull. When there's a full moon, people act weird. It's been shown to happen, I definitely believe in energies. But like it's hard for me to buy it because it's so kind of out there, and I think maybe it should actually make it easier for me to buy because it's not even remotely related to like anything Christian or anything that's earth religious sort of stuff besides the Mormonism part. But that's, I don't know enough about it to actually even like connect the two. So it's actually something that I could just be like, okay, so this is a Caprica religion, or this is, the Cobalt religion. You know what? Okay. I'm not going to be like, ugh, religion anymore. But what I am going to be is like, is it so easy for everyone to just believe blindly that like, something fits the description, therefore it must be true? I don't think is always the case. So I do like when people raise questions about it and that they're not all just on their knees going, oh my gosh, she's a prophet. It's like, maybe we could look a little bit deeper and a little bit further before we get to that point. But there's nothing else to do. Like, that's kind of my thing is like if we want to find Earth, might as well give it a try. I mean, it's better than just like hopping throughout space. If you think that there's an arrow that you put in the tomb of Athena and it's going to show you the road to Earth, great. Let's try it. That doesn't mean that I believe in the scrolls, that I believe in the scripture, that I believe in the prophecy, that I believe Rosalind has been chosen as a prophet, any of that. It just means that like, I'm like, yeah. Anyone else got any better ideas? No? Okay, let's try it. So I'm in on that front. Really random that I didn't know that Zarek was in the Quorum of 12. And I don't think that Ty can dissolve the Quorum of 12. And then him declaring martial law, something he specifically said that Commander Adama would never do. And he still thinks it's a good idea. For me, it's just because he doesn't want to be wrong. He doesn't want to look silly. He doesn't want to have mud in his eye. He's just like, I want to be in charge. And not that he wants to be in charge. He wants to make the decisions, not the president. Especially because he probably feels embarrassed that he went to go get her and, Lee turned on him to, pretty much take her side. So I think Ty needs to take a nap. He needs to get away from Ellen. He needs to sober up. And Commander Adama needs to wake up and kick his ass. I can't believe we're 3 episodes in and we have no Adama. That's just insane, considering this show is like he is this show. Now, back on Cobalt, I really do think that they needed to do something to protect the Raptors that were incoming. 100%. Crashdown had a plan. I didn't have a better plan. I was like, yeah, I guess you guys just have to shoot at them. I was fully under the illusion that Callie and Celix and Chief were probably like in battles before, and they had not touched a gun since basic training. That was information I needed before I agreed with Crashdown. After I got that information, my opinion changed greatly. You can't throw people in those positions or like in those roles and think that they're going to be able to complete them. And especially when there was another option that came about, which was going to destroy the dish. And the fact that Crashdown was hell-bent because it was 1 click away. I don't know how far 1 click was, but they got there and they destroyed it. So it was absolutely doable. And him pointing the gun at Callie because she wouldn't go and do the thing that she was terrified to do, that she was like, she was frozen with fear. You can't just keep yelling at somebody thinking that's going to like snap them out of it, and threatening to kill her and almost doing it was just like insane. And like from the beginning, I was like, something's wrong with Crashdown. And PTSD from the crash, PTSD from losing all of his people, like he went through a lot. I am so sad that we don't have Sam anymore, because I think Sam Witwer is just a gem. But the fact that Gaius shot him, I was like, wow, okay. Like I'm not like happy that Gaius did it, but like at the same time, that's like the one person that could probably like I don't know. I don't want to say handle it because he's responsible for humanity breaking down. he's responsible for the Cylons. You know, he's already got a lot of deaths already on his shoulders. But I think him talking to Six and like having the whole conversation of someone's going to turn on him. I think he was already thinking about turning on Crashdown, and that's why it was kind of showing him that with Six having the discussion is that he already knew he had to do it. And Crashdown would have gotten them all killed, or he would have killed Callie. So is it right that he killed him? No, I wish we had another way, but I don't really know any other way because if he had shot Callie, Chief would have shot Crashdown and killed him, and they would have lost 2 people. So Gaius shooting Crashdown definitely was probably best case scenario in that situation. Now, I'm peeved, and again, it's in Gaius's mind that this is happening, but like Six saying, that's what makes you a man. When Gaius is shooting at the Cylons and he has Celix and Callie behind him and he's yelling for Chief and he's in the middle of that and he's trying to protect those people, that's a man. Not killing someone, protecting your people. And that I could say that's a woman, right? Like, but that's like what makes you a good human being. And killing somebody, committing murder does not make a man at all. And I see that with Chief. Like Chief is a protector and he wants to take care of people and he wants people to survive and you know, like he's a caregiver. And like even Crashdown, when Crashdown's just like you need to chill out. And like Chief's like, I've never lost my chill. Like what are you talking about? You know, like that's the person that you want in charge, but also it just shows that he like is able to make those decisions. And I think that is what makes a man. And I don't know what was happening with Gaius at the end of that in his mind, having the conversation with Six. I don't know if he's like starting to kind of break away from that illusion or not. The things that he sees in his mind, I don't even know what to believe half the time. So I know he's always having a conversation with himself, but it's showing us through Six and the manipulation of like his own mind that he can manipulate himself into thinking things. It's wild. It's wild. What is that? Like, I don't want to say that's a dissociative disorder, but it's definitely, I don't know if I could really say a clinical diagnosis. I don't know if I should, but it's kind of schizo, is it not? Like hearing voices, seeing things that aren't there. I don't know. But I still thoroughly enjoy Gaius as a character. I like seeing the struggle that he has in his mind. And I like that he doesn't, when we've seen it quite a bit where he's not really agreeing with Six in the sense of just like going blindly with what she says. I do like that about him, that he's fighting it in his own mind to find the right answer is essentially, you know, I know it's not Six. It's his 2 brain cells smacking against each other. And one looks like a Cylon and one looks like him. He's got many brain cells, but those 2 are the ones that are always fighting. I'm glad we got Doc Coddle on the ship. He was able to actually save Commander Adama's life. Although I will say that the medic in the last episode, you know, she kept him alive. So good job. But now we know he's going to survive. I do like that when Ty asks, like, when's he going to wake up? And Doc Coddle's just kind of like, knowing him whenever he damn well feels like it. Like, it's like, he's going to take his time. If he needs to heal, he's going to heal. If he knows that he's needed, he will wake up, he'll march his ass into CIC, and he'll give everybody a piece of his mind. Still don't agree with the military coup. And I don't think that he had the authority to take the president's position away from her. I do agree on all of that. I know why he did it. I feel like it's a little bit out of character for him to do that. So like, I'm still struggling with that. Maybe it had to happen story-wise. I'm not sure, but I feel like him like saying like, I'm taking away your presidency is just really jumping the gun for him. I don't know if he'll come to his senses or not once he wakes up. I can't even imagine the clusterfuck that he's going to have to clean up because of Ty and martial law, dissolving the 12, the president, just his behavior, all in all, what a mess.
And while I'm glad that Billy was able to get the Kamala extract to the president, again, I don't feel that like she should really be in that position. I don't think Gaius should be either, but I almost feel better about Gaius than I do about her while she's having all of these like thoughts and like, you know, she's on the ground talking about the scriptures, and maybe she's an instrument of God as well, or instruments of God, an instrument of God's. I think, you know, her and Gaius are definitely in two different boats when it comes to instrument of God, instrument of gods, the gods. I don't know. But either way, both of them are cuckoo. Adama's under. No, my vote on Ty is a hell no, and I don't know where you go from there. It's almost just like, yeah, put Zarek in charge. Why not? let's give it a spin. Who knows? And we didn't get anything on Caprica, so I think it's probably the first episode we didn't get like a little check-in with Hilo. So I'm really hoping that the next episode we get a really big Hilo Starbuck heavy episode. Maybe find out what Sharon did with her damn ship, because she needs to punch Sharon in the face for that one. Just saying, that is a Starbuck thing, and she needs to do it and make me feel better. But guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and up to 2 episodes early. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I know that it is going to be a very people will have things to say. So when I ask the question, please keep it civil and don't argue about it. But if somebody is that sick while they're in office and they need to have medication to keep them even keel, should they be in a position of power? While I think you can have cancer and you can still be a great president, if the medications start to make you not function great, should you be able to, like, I don't know, take yourself out until you are even, or should your presidency just be done? Now, she's going to die soon, and her admitting that is like a big deal. But also, like, with Gaius walking around and humping the air and talking to the air and not really being any sort of a political leader ever, like, would you even want him in charge? Would you trust him? Because I also don't think that he's all there. A lot of people pointed out that everybody had been through a lot of trauma with what happened. So who's actually all there? Commander Adama. But, you know, he's under right now. He had a boo-boo and he'll be back. So I don't, I really don't know who you put in that position. And even kill Rosalind while she has her medication, great. But like, I don't know, we see what happens when she doesn't have it, and that's a little scary. So I really just wonder how you guys feel about it, but, you know, keep it civil, because I'm sure it could get a little messy in the comments if I ask questions that are politically driven or led. Just be nice. Just be nice out there. You know what? There's so few nice things in the world that if we can put like 5% more kindness in the world, everything could change. So guys, I am looking forward to the next episode. Like I said, I want some Hilo and I want some Starbuck, and find out what the hell's going on with Boomer and with Sharon. You know, we got Chief, who's going to be back up to Galactica, so happy about that. But you know, they're going back up to a shitstorm, and him finding out that Boomer's a Cylon is probably going to be a kick in the pants. So I think he already knew, but I think really knowing is going to be a little heartbreaking for him. Yeah. But okay, guys, come back here for the next episode, and I'll see ya.